What is up, loyal lads and laddies? Or should I say ladies? I'm still trying to get back into, or trying to go back to that, or changing it rather to the proper way, because here lately I've actually been saying,
What is up, loyal lads and laddies?
I apologize there. I've been listening to. I had the audio up on my phone. Wow, this is an interesting botched video start to this video. So, anyways, so I'm actually gonna try out a different streaming software again. It's actually the one that I tried out not too terribly long ago. And actually, my frame rate seems to be doing really well right now with this one. That was kind of why I switched to a different one, actually. But it seems to be working pretty solidly now. So I'm gonna give it a shot this time around. We'll kind of see what happens. If my frame rate drops really badly again, then we'll go from there. But yeah, so far so good. I'm actually happy because this is actually the software that I'm really truly wanting to use, because whenever I do like a face reveal, I am definitely going to want to be able to utilize the software, because I can actually utilize it to hide the background. So definitely, hello. Definitely wanting to be able to use this software instead of the one that I've been using. So there may be some changes to things, and I wasn't able to do some of the transitions that I normally would do from the start of the video to the actual gameplay. So we'll see how this goes. I'm hoping that it gets better in terms of the content. That's kind of my objective for changing to this sort of streaming software, which so far it seems like my frame rates are doing a lot better than the last time I used it. So hopefully that it will be the case. I've noticed the secret though. I found kind of the secret in how to kind of ensure frame rates. Uh-oh. Maybe that secret has failed me this time around. It's like I suddenly get into the ship and all of a sudden my frame rates drop. That's not a good sign. It was like doing really great up until this moment. So that might pose an issue, maybe. I don't know. I may have to go back to the other one once again. If it keeps up like this, yeah, I'll probably have to do that, which is really unfortunate. I was really hoping to be able to use this one. I'm just trying to test it out and see if it works. What I was really getting at in terms of the little secret that I found was, like, if I boot up Star Citizen first, I think the CPU prioritizes the first thing that boots up, and so it's going to put more of the resources towards the first thing that I boot up. And it seemed to have been working just fine, but now all of a sudden it dipped on me again, so I don't know.
Thank you.
I don't know what's going on. So hopefully it improves. Otherwise, I may have to end this stream and then start another stream on the original software. We'll see. We'll see if it kind of levels out a little bit. But kind of the main objective for right now is I'm going to head on over to Crusader, and I plan on loading up a bunch of my gear there from Grimhex, and I kind of want to go to the major landing zones, or at least the main space stations above the landing zones, rather. And I'm wanting to actually plant a decent amount of armor at each location, for the sake of being able to not have to worry about running out of gear I've been meaning to do this for a while now, and I keep neglecting to do it. So I think we're just gonna kind of do that, and this will be kind of a chill stream for sure. Nothing too crazy for at least the first bit of it. I do want to do a little bit of bounty hunting though, so we might could do a little bit of that as well. That will be cool as yeah. And also this is kind of a test stream once again to see if I can get this other software working properly. So it's gonna be an interesting stream, I think. Hopefully things work out pretty good. Yeah, it's kind of being a little glitchy. There we go. It seems to be doing okay now, but it may just be because I'm in deep space and so it's not really having to render anything in. Whoops. Press the little squiggly line button. So yeah, I'm super excited about this. I'm really thinking that we can definitely get these planets stocked with gear fairly efficiently, I think. I kind of have a little bit of a game plan. So basically I'm just going to kind of max out the inventory on the Cutlass Black and travel on over to Microtech first, and load up whatever gear I can at Microtech, or load or unload it rather at Microtech area, Port Tressler more specifically, and then from there I will head on back over to Crusader, get some more gear, and then head on over to Hurston, and more specifically Everest Harbor, and unload some gear there. And then once I do that, go back to Crusader and get more gear, and then of course head on back on over to Arc Corp and kind of load up by Genie Point, I think is how it's pronounced, but pretty much just any of the major space stations that are above the different landing zones of each planetary area. That way I have some gear kind of spread out across the verse in the event that I die, or like if I do a mission in that particular part of the Stanton system, I want to be able to have gear readily available in the event that I fail the mission and die. So that's kind of one of the major objectives we're going to try to get through in this one. Hopefully you guys can hear me, by the way. Let me know if there's any kind of weird audio issues with this. I'm hoping there isn't any. Looks like we're good. Looks like there's music playing in the background, which is good. Looks like the Turtle Beach headset is still rolling, which is also good. Let's see here. What else? Looks like the frame rates are doing okay right now. Hopefully it stays that way. I may have to tweak some settings, maybe in the actual capture software, and maybe that might benefit the stream and make it a little bit better. I might could tune up the latency a bit, which of course will affect conversations from whenever I'm talking and whenever you guys respond in chat. However, that might improve the quality of the video in terms of, and as well as maybe even this, like, free up some CPU space and all that stuff. I don't really know how all that works exactly, but it would help. So hopefully that will be the case. But we're on our way to Crusader right now. I know it's probably going to be one of those kind of episodes where not a whole lot is going on, but it's an opportunity to just kind of chill out with you guys, and I don't know, we could talk about whatever you guys kind of bring up in the chat. So that's kind of the main thing, I guess, for this one, is just kind of see how everybody's doing and kind of enjoy the evening. That's kind of the main thing. And who knows? I mean, while we're doing this, there could be a pirate, an AI pirate, um, show up and attack me. So there'll be definitely a little bit of combat if that's the case. And also too, would be cool as well to, like, after I drop off some gear to or at Microtech, I might do a couple bounties while I'm there, and then go back to Crusader. So I might can change it up a little bit. Of course, whenever I go and do the bounty missions, I probably won't take any gear with me to do those. That way, if my ship blows up, I don't lose anything, at least of value. So I don't know. We might play it by ear. We'll see what we end up doing with that. But yeah, Nexogenic said road to 500 subs. That's actually kind of the objective right now. We're going to try to get to 500 subscribers. Kind of an internal goal that I have is going to be probably around June. I think that's a reasonable amount of time, like June 23rd or something like that is I think what I officially set as like a little internal goal of when I would like to reach 500 subscribers. So hopefully we can reach that newly set goal. We recently reached 100 subscribers, which is awesome. I'm definitely grateful for that. And we will definitely celebrate that this weekend. So if you've been following along, you know quite a bit about that, actually. And so I definitely look forward to that event. And it sounds like we're going to actually be able to use an 890 jump for the event, which is awesome, because we were kind of going to have to settle for a Carrack, which is totally fine. That's like a really good ship to do this sort of event for as well. But the 890 jump is more designed for like first-person shooter combat, in my opinion. And so it would be a really fun ship to take part in that sort of gameplay. So that's kind of where our little 100 subscriber event, or one of the objectives for that event will be, it has to do with an 890 jump FPS sort of mission, but it's not the actual 890 jump mission within the game. It's like a player-led 890 jump mission where the objective is basically to self-destruct it, and it's kind of like a free-for-all kind of. You can almost call it a battle royale, but the objective is to ultimately destroy the 890 via self-destruct. And so we will basically park the 890 somewhere on Microtech and have everybody start like a certain distance away from the ship, and that will kind of scale based on how many people are online or taking part in the event, basically. So the more there are, the further out they have to start away from the ship. But I think it'll be a fun little event. There'll be other like rules and stuff, of course, affiliated with that to kind of make it last longer than that. Because if somebody actually like successfully kills everybody, and then by the time they're able to respawn and get geared up to be able to take part, they may already be at the 890 and already engaging the self-destruct feature. So hopefully that won't be the case. Hopefully we'll be able to kind of draw it out a little bit. And I have a couple of ideas, mainly having an item tied to each individual person, and they have to actually plant that item on a different ship, like the Cutlass Black, for example. And once they plant that item on the ship, then they have access to self-destructing the 890. So that there's a little bit of like balancing there that we've got going on. I think it'll be a fun little game mode that we kind of come up with and enjoy. So I hope everybody enjoys it. I think I think if we do it right, it'll be fun. But yeah, and also if you've been following along, if you notice like there's been like a change in my like microphone quality for the better. It's really bizarre, honestly, because like I have a old headset, one that I've had for like years now, and it's like an $80 headset, I think, at the time whenever I purchased it. And come to find out, the microphone quality on it seems to be like night and day better than the microphone quality on my newer, more expensive headset, which makes no sense to me at all. Which, you know, I guess maybe it's because they focus more of their attention and love on the audio part of it, like the headset part or the headphone part of it, maybe, as opposed to the microphone itself. But it's like, for me, like that's just as important. I mean, you want people to be able to clearly hear you, so it's kind of bizarre that an older, cheaper headset has a better microphone quality. But I don't know. It's a weird situation. So I've decided that whenever I stream, I will definitely utilize this microphone, or this headset rather, because of the better microphone quality. So definitely going to take advantage of that. So bizarre that I mean, at that point I feel like I almost wasted my money on the newer headset, with it not sounding quite as good as this one. So it's a bizarre thing for sure. Hey, how's it going, Squirrel Lord? You plan to stream late tonight? You're finally getting some progress in mining, and oh, nice. Yeah, I definitely want to do some prospector mining, which I don't know, maybe in a future stream I could probably go ahead and rent one, just so I can actually do that, and kind of learn it a little bit, because I've actually not done any prospector mining. I tried to a long time ago, and because I rented one, I wasn't able to like have a strong enough laser put on it to be able to actually mine the rocks that I was finding. And so yeah, it was a very bizarre situation. But so then I just kind of wasted my money and just started doing other stuff because I wasn't able to really fully use it. But it'd be cool. I would definitely like to do a little bit of prospector mining. I might have to do, or like watch a couple of YouTube videos on the best practices for it, because I don't fully know what all it entails. And I have yet to even doing any kind of refining too. That would be something that would be kind of nice to learn. There we go. Because I have yet to actually doing any kind of refining within the game. Cool. You plan to loot and shoot while you're at it? Nice. Yeah, that'd be cool. Hey, I think it is confirmed, or at least as of right now, it is confirmed that they are not wiping inventories in the next patch. So that is definitely great news to hear for those who are actually planning on banking on all the loot that they have been kind of hoarding for the whole opportunity to sell. Now, with the economy being more dynamic, I don't know how well that will do, because it may get to a point where shops will be so oversaturated with loot that people provide or sell, that it may cause issues where items are not going to be very valuable at all. I know they've kind of said that, like in one of, I think it was the Star Citizen Live or whatever, not live, it was what is it? I'm already blanking on the little video series that Star Citizen does. It's like their weekly or it's either weekly or bi-weekly Star Citizen videos that they dish out, and they actually kind of go over random stuff that they've been working on, and 317 was like last week that they covered pretty much, and one of the guys mentioned that the Quanta system is actually going to be coming online within 317, which is great to hear, or at least some aspects of it, or tier 0 of the quantum system, which is really great to hear, because then that will kind of actually affect the economy a little bit. I don't know if it's going to affect the actual like weapons and stuff yet, and the stuff in the loot that you actually sell, but in terms of like other things, I don't know why I came here, because I only came here just for the sake of getting my loot. I should have stayed on my ship and just grabbed the loot. I got a little distracted, I think. So yeah, I think that would be interesting to see if or how much the economy is affected by the sudden inflow, or however you say that, of the different loot, because it's eventually going to get to, if not in the 317 patch, it's eventually going to get to the point where there's like an actual supply and demand type situation, where if a shop rather doesn't I was about to say ship, doesn't need an item, or they don't normally sell that particular item, you're not going to get very much money out of that item. So I don't know, it'll be interesting to see how all that works. Let's see here, let's go to the vehicles inventory, and we're just gonna load up as much armor that we have here as we can, which doesn't seem to be a lot, but this trip I should be able to transport quite a bit of my armor over to Microtech. So we're gonna just start with the helmet. We're gonna load up, I think I can get 4 or 5 full armor sets, so I'm gonna start off with 4 helmets for now, and then I'm gonna go ahead and load up 4 chest pieces. And then 4 arms. Oops. It's being a little glitchy today. Oh, yep. I was afraid that was going to start happening, where I was going to start equipping items. That tends to happen quite a bit. Uh-oh. Oh, see, I don't want that yet. It keeps thinking I'm double clicking and I'm not. Let's see. Come on. Work with me. Come on. Why are you not wanting to work? Ah. It's being very glitchy today. In terms of the... Oh, I think it even got rid of one of the arms. It's gonna be one of those inventory days. Okay, I think it's working now. There we go. Oh, let's see. I'll go into detail like I did for the rock video. Awesome. That would actually be very helpful to me, because I'm not completely savvy on that. Nice Cutlass. That was the first ship I fell in love with in the game. Oh, thanks, man. Absolutely. Yeah, it's like my favorite ship, and it's kind of my main one that I like to roll around in. And it definitely comes in handy. It's a great, what I like to say is it's a great starter ship. In other words, like whenever they do like a database wipe and all that stuff, I'm very glad that I actually got this ship, because I won't have to start out with just an Aurora. Definitely something that kind of stinks when it comes to starting off with a small little dinky little ship is you're not really able to really engage in a lot of activities within Star Citizen. I mean, there's still quite a bit that you can do, but the game really opens up when you have a ship like the Cutlass Black. And so that's kind of why I decided to go ahead and buy that, so that way in the event that a character or a database wipe occurs, I can at least have a decent starter ship to help me get by. So alright, so now I think I can load up at least one more helmet. I really wish this double click issue would stop happening. Let me know in the comments if you guys have the same sort of problem or if it's my mouse that's glitching out. I'm definitely curious about that because it seems to be a pretty big issue where the game thinks I'm double clicking and I'm not, and so I'm definitely curious about that. Alright, I think I actually got 5 armor sets, which is actually a lot more than I thought I could get in here. Do I have 4? Yeah, I got 4 of those. 4 arms, or 5 arms rather. So yeah, 5 arms, 5 legs, 5 chest pieces, and 5 helmets. And I still got room to spare, so do I have any weapons that I can go ahead and transport? I'll transport a couple of the Uberevs. I think that would be a good pistol to move around as well, or a good item to transport. Hey, how's it going, Howdy Nick? The Tana was the second ship I fell in love with. The Pisces is your starter. Oh, nice. Oh, yep. I was afraid that was gonna happen. I'm not a huge fan of the Tana. To me, it's kind of bizarre. It's mainly the fact that I think, isn't that the one where the ship like rotates vertically? And I'm just, if that's the case, I'm not a huge fan of ships that do that. I think there's a couple like within the Star Wars universe that did that as a kid, I'm like, man, that looks really bizarre. So I'm very like picky when it comes to the style and look of a ship, and so I'm really picky, especially about Star Wars ships. There's like only a handful of ships within the Star Wars universe that I really actually kind of like. Other than those few, like there's a lot that just like, why why does that ship exist? So but I could be pretty overcritical when it comes to that. Well, this is kind of interesting. MG tick. I've never actually like noticed some of this stuff. Tavaran Ghost batch. Huh. Maybe a little bits of lore. That's kind of cool. But I definitely am a big Drake Cutlass Black fan. Alright, Hangar 2. Let's see, what was I rambling on about again? Before we talked about the ships. I can't remember. I've blanked out. Hangar 2 is where we're going. So how's everybody doing today? Is everybody having a good Monday morning or Monday evening? I mean, I guess for some people it might be Monday morning. Actually, is anybody still in? I'm sure there is somebody that's still in Monday morning. Somewhere off west. I could be wrong. Alright, so I've got my ship 84% full. I might could go ahead and throw on a couple of other guns. Yeah, I really don't need any of these other ones actually. So I'm just gonna keep loading up the Uberev real quick and go from there. Dang, you can fit a lot of Uberevs. I probably won't. No, I'll go ahead and unload all these at Microtech, because Microtech is going to be once the next character reset happens, which probably honestly will happen during 3.17, not the like major reset, but the one where you have to like recustomize your character and the way they look and stuff like that, like their face and whatnot. Whenever that sort of reset happens, which I'm sure there probably is, there usually is with a patch, and so I might have to worry about that, or not worry about that. I might. I should be. What am I trying to say here? I should be able to set my home base at Microtech, and I think that's what I'm going to start doing going forward, at least until a new star system comes in online. I might change to a different star system whenever we start getting other star systems, because there's a specific planet that I want, like a specific type of planet in terms of the biomes and stuff, that I'm really wanting to set as my actual home base within the game, and Stanton doesn't quite have that yet. But the closest that we have to that is Microtech, and so that's kind of my mentality on that. I think I've got everything that I need, but I mean, I could always take other resources and stuff, I guess, just to fill up the inventory to make this trip a lot more worth it. I guess I could take an FS9 LMG. Let me go ahead and put the filters on though real quick, so that way I'll take a couple of ATSCAVs. I do like this rifle, however it's not very effective. Like, if you shoot a person once, it can kill them on the first shot, but it has like I guess an effect over time. So you shoot them and they don't die right away, but then they will die after X amount of time. So they still have an opportunity to kill you, kind of thing. And so that's kind of something that I don't know how I feel about it. And I think even with the headshot, I could be wrong. But I'm thinking of leaning more towards an actual sniper rifle of some sort. That'd be cool. That's not the ATSCAV, just so that way I have some options there, in terms of looking more like a mercenary type person, because I know, like, oftentimes like mercenaries usually like have like a sniper rifle and a pistol, and I think that, and my character kind of looks the part, like he's like a mercenary or bounty hunter kind of thing. So to kind of fit that theme, I think a sniper rifle with a pistol is a cool way of going about things. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. Oh yeah, I could fill up some magazines. That's a good idea, actually. ATSCAV snipers. Yeah, I'll just fill up a bunch of those. And UBREVs. Yeah, I'm gonna need some of those. And that should be it. I guess I could take some of these P4 ARs. I'll leave some of them here at Grimhex, just because I'm gonna need some gear here at Grimhex, so definitely want to take advantage of that. Yep, it rotates. I love that quirky little ship. I think it looks great. Oh yeah, I mean, hey, we all have our preferences, and we all think or have our different opinions, and that is totally a valid one. Absolutely, man. I don't mean to knock your ship there, but it's definitely not for me. But that's awesome though that you enjoy it, and I wish you all the best with it as well. I hope it serves you well. Since I have a UBREV pistol, I'm just gonna load up on a bunch of UBREV mags. And any kind of FPS type activity I do today, if I do anything, I will definitely, I think I'll try the all pistol route. That'd be kind of a fun little way of doing it. But I'm mostly, if I do any kind of combat today, it's going to be bounty hunting, I think, which is more like ship-based combat. So we're going to first, though, before we do anything like that, we're going to head on over to Microtech, unload a bunch of gear there. Then I might do like 1 or 2 bounty hunting missions there in the area. And then I might, after that, head back on over to Crusader, or Grimhex rather, get a couple of more gear and head on over to maybe Hurston. Or I don't think I've actually got any bit of gear at ArcCorp, so I probably need to do that next. That way I can get some gear over there in ArcCorp, because I think I might still have some gear at Hurston, or at least Everest Harbor rather. So that's kind of my thinking, is I'm trying to spread out some gear across the verse, so that way I have access to my armor sets. So oh yeah, I'm going Microtech first. So we're gonna do that real quick. This would be the time that a player decides to attack me too. So I need to hurry. Right after I load up all my stuff. Rain Clinton. Oh, nice. Welcome, man. You're thinking about picking this game up? Absolutely. I definitely recommend it. I think it's such a great game. So much variety in what you can do. You can do like dogfighting type stuff. You can do FPS stuff. You can do like mining and that sort of thing. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff. And then there's like player-led stuff that you can do. Like little events. You can do like your own little racing event that if you want to, or your own PvP event, either ship or FPS, whichever kind of PvP event you would like to do with your group. So I definitely think that it's worth the $45, at least minimum fee to get into this game, which is also a lot cheaper than most AAA games nowadays. So I think it's kind of a steal that you can actually get into this game at $45. And I definitely think it's worth every penny. And it's kind of a cool business model too, that you can buy actual ships, and that the money that you buy the ship with goes towards the development of the game, and it keeps this game live and keeps it from changing over time, which is nice. And I know a lot of people, it's kind of like debatable on whether or not that's a good thing, because it has been in development for quite some time. However, as long as they keep updating it, I have no problem with how long they're taking. I really don't, because if it means they're going to perfect everything, I want a game that is highly detailed, like what Star Citizen is, and it kind of satisfies that kind of that itch, I suppose. But definitely, I definitely recommend it if you're on the fence about it, if you're considering it but haven't made that decision just yet. So, but how are y'all doing today? My nice little Cutlass Black. So beautiful. I did actually explain a weakness about the Cutlass Black in the last video, I think it was. I was doing, I think, the 890 jump mission, and I was attacking some of the other ships with my arrow. And the ships that I was attacking was a Cutlass Black, and it definitely revealed a major issue with the Cutlass Black, in that it's got a very slow turn speed. So any ship that is pretty good at maneuvering around and stuff like that can just destroy a Cutlass Black. If you stay on the belly, like on the belly side of the ship and the rear side of the ship, then it's kind of a major weak point, for sure. Because if somebody's on the turret can shoot behind in like a kind of a full 360 degrees on the upper side of the ship, but on the bottom side of the ship, it doesn't have that luxury. So I definitely think that a good addition, if they ever did rework the Cutlass Black, is add like a remote turret on the bottom of the ship, so that way it kind of fulfills that weak point. However, you could argue that it's kind of good that it has that because it balances that ship. So I'm sure there's probably a decent debate there on whether or not the Cutlass Black should have a turret on the bottom of the ship, to kind of plug that hole that it has, that weak point. And I know the Cutlass still, I think, has that, or it definitely has a rear turret, I think, on the back of it, that may satisfy that little hole. But it'd be nice if the Cutlass Black kind of had that functionality too. But at the same time, if it never gets that turret, I'm not gonna complain about it. It's not a necessity for me, but it's just something that would be nice to have if they ever decided to rework the Cutlass Black and give it some love. Oh yeah, that is sweet. Definitely a new model, but as long as it's constant dev, it's technically like most games these days. Interesting. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of games these days have kind of adopted that, where it's like the game is never fully or ever finished nowadays. It's like, oh, we'll give you this live service where we're going to work on this game for as long as we receive funding for it, and you guys will get new content. Oh, did I just crash? Oh no, it just randomly switched windows on me. That was weird. But yeah, a lot of games though, they definitely have that model. And honestly, I think like Fortnite was one of the major like ones that was near the beginning of that sort of business model, because they kind of, I know they were kind of an early one of those that kind of established that. I know there's probably been several games but even before that, but I know that, like, that's a very common one that has always been a service game, where it's always changed and things have always been added to it over time. I guess you could even argue like games like DayZ and other games that have been around a lot longer than Fortnite, are definitely one of those kind of games that is a games of a service, or I forget how they word that. Most games are shipping half baked with hot fix patches. I'd rather pay for an honest game. 90s to 2K gamer. Yeah. A lot of that it would be nice if there would be companies that would actually kind of break that cycle and kind of go back to the olden days where they would release a full blown game, one that didn't require DLCs and all that stuff to finish the game. However, DLCs are nice as expansions, but it's kind of almost turned into where, we're going to ship out this game not fully finished, and then we're going to sell you this DLC, so that way you have to spend more money to actually finish the game. And that kind of business model definitely is not a good one. I think that's very anti-consumer business model. DLCs are fine as long as they're expansions and nothing more, nothing less. But when you start diving into selling something that's going to actually finish the game that that you've invested so much time in would be very unfortunate. I know like a good common example is like Destiny and Destiny 2, which I actually recently downloaded because my brother-in-law actually they're wanting another person, I guess in their like fire team or whatever. They have like 5 of them, and I guess you can have a fire team of up to like 6 people. And so they're needing another person. So I was like, yeah, sure, it's a free game. I can go ahead and download it and maybe get back into or trying Destiny once again, or Destiny 2 rather. Anyways, let me get back to the objective real quick, and then I'll return to the conversation. But I'm definitely interested in playing Destiny. Destiny, I have kind of like a weird relationship with Destiny. Is kind of weird. I got super excited when Destiny was first announced, like the original Destiny, and I honestly, the way I envisioned Destiny, the way that Bungie was making it sound, I thought it was a game a lot similar to what Star Citizen is, like this open world where you have your spaceship and you can go from planet to planet, and that sort of thing. And so whenever it got closer to release, I got more and more disappointed because I started to realize that it wasn't a game like what Star Citizen was. And keep in mind, this was before I even knew Star Citizen even existed too. And so it's kind of weird how that kind of turned out. But basically, Star Citizen is what I had envisioned Destiny to be, and it was highly disappointed. And that's kind of my own fault. I kind of hyped it up as something that it wasn't, personally. And so whenever it finally came out, I never actually got it. It wasn't until like years later, and I think Destiny 2 was gifted to me because my friends were playing it, and so at the time, and they wanted me to join them, and so I bought it. We played for like 2 or 3 days, and then everybody moved on to other games, and so it was like kind of pointless for me to have even gotten it at that point, almost. And then I actually got Destiny 1 gifted to me like for Christmas or something like that. So then it was like, well, now I have access to these games, but I wasn't really interested in playing them though at the same time. So I never really actually sat down and played both of them. But then it come to find out that all of their DLCs, or the game wasn't really finished, and from what I've heard about it, and then it come to find out, oh, you have to get this DLC to actually finish the story, you know, and it's like, oh, that's kind of stupid.
Proceed to assigned landing bay.
So yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents. But I kind of strayed away from where I was going at with Destiny, in terms of why I brought that up. But and now that I think about it, I've completely lost that train of thought, and I can't even think about why I even brought up Destiny. If you guys remember, please let me know, and then yeah, I can finish that train of thought. But I've completely lost it. All right, so now we've landed at Port Tressler. Now I can go ahead and load up some gear from my Cutlass Black. Let's read the next comment. Rain Clinton, you teach game dev at high school. Cool job, right? That is actually a pretty cool job. If I was ever to be a teacher, that would probably be the profession that I would like to, or that would be the topic that I would like to teach. However, I don't really have much game development experience. We talk about how gaming has changed based on these weird monopolies, and playing the Witch Queen now. I'm not great, lol. Nice. I've played Everspace, Destiny, Warframe, etc. and never scratched that itch. Star Citizen might do that. I just want to be a space bounty hunter. Hey, you can actually within the game. Now, bounty hunter, at least in terms of like the patches within Star Citizen, it's I think in tier 0 or tier 1. I can't remember. Because the way they word things is like, you know, they have like tier 0, which is like kind of the basic version of whatever gameplay loop. And then after that, I think tier 1 is another iteration. It might be tier 1 actually that we're in right now with bounty hunting. But in terms of bounty hunting, you can actually... It's kind of more like an assassination, really, because you don't actually apprehend the bounty, or you don't have that functionality in yet. Unfortunately, like I definitely want to do some, you know, apprehensions and stuff like that rather than just straight up killing them. That would be totally something that that's something that I look forward to whenever they finally come out with either tier 1 or tier 2 of bounty hunting, because once that goes online, it's going to be really cool, being able to actually apprehend people and take them to prison and that sort of thing. I tried to get into Warframe. By the time that I got into it, though, it was already been out for such a long time, and there's just it's kind of one of those things, like it's one of those sort of games that if you don't get in it like right away, you kind of get left behind because of all of the new updates and DLCs that they come out with it and expansions. It gets expensive really fast, and if you don't like start out with it when you don't have all those different options, obviously when those things do come online, you can buy those things over time, and over time it doesn't seem as bad. But then it's like you have all these options, and then it's like, well, which one should I pick? And so it gets very hard to decide that. And so that's kind of why Warframe was one of those that I've kind of not been able to really get into. If I got into it at the very start, I'm sure I would have loved Warframe. It seems to be a pretty cool game, but there's so much in terms of money that or things to buy in that game that I just don't have the money for. I did play a little bit of like DC Universe Online, which is kind of the same sort of concept in terms of like the MMO genre. It's like back when I played it, I actually played it when it didn't have quite as many like expansions to it. But then I took a long break from DC Universe, and then when I returned to it, it's like the same sort of thing of Warframe, where it's like, man, there's just so many different things that I want to be able to do, but at the same time, it's just like I would have to spend like a huge amount of money just to do all of those different things. And I definitely have the fear of missing out syndrome when it comes to games too. So it's almost like if I can't do everything, then I don't do it at all, kind of thing. And so I definitely have that pretty bad. Being able to subdue and restrain a bounty would be cool. That's, I think, the in-game goal of whenever they do upgrade it, is they're going to make it to where you actually can subdue a target, because they actually have another ship that's actually the same exact ship, however it's a different variant of it, to the one that I currently have. It's called the Cutlass Blue. It's kind of funny because each Cutlass within that series of ships is named based off of the color of the ship, but it's more of like a police / bounty hunting ship, and it actually has like little holding cells within it that you're supposed to be able to put your bounties in. of course, that since that functionality is not in, that part of that ship is useless right now. So it's much better just to get the Cutlass Black for right now, because it's essentially the same ship. The only difference is the holding cells, and with this you have a lot more space to like load up cars and stuff. So it's all around a much better ship to have for now, if when you're comparing Cutlass Blue and Cutlass Black, in terms of like bounty hunting and that sort of thing, if that's something you want to do. But whenever bounty hunting gets to that point where you can actually utilize the holding cells, absolutely, I'm totally going to get a Cutlass Blue and make use of it, because I do want to do quite a bit of bounty hunting myself, and I want to actually be able to subdue my targets and not just straight up go up and kill them. Because once again, I view that as more of an assassination rather than an actual bounty mission. But the game was supposed to get to that point. So I'm going to go ahead and just equip basic stuff. I'm going to go ahead and actually do a couple of bounty missions. Speaking of bounty missions, that was a perfect segue into doing some missions here. I'll do like one or two of them, just to kind of change up what's going on in the background for you guys. But then once I do finish those couple of missions, I will go back to Crusader and Grimhex, get some more armor pieces, head on over to ArcCorp, unload some of those armor pieces at ArcCorp, and then I might do a couple of bounty missions there at ArcCorp, and then from there, then we'll once we finish the bounty missions at ArcCorp, I plan to go back to Grimhex, then get some more gear, go to Hurston, kind of repeat the same process. The good thing about Grimhex, though, is I don't necessarily need to load it full of gear, since you can buy that gear there anyways. So I don't have to worry about like the Crusader part or area in terms of stocking, because if I'm going to be in the Crusader area, chances are I'm going to use Grimhex as my main location to go to. So yeah, I think we can go ahead and head on out now, now that I've kind of explained that. No, I should have enough quantum fuel to get me by. I can definitely stop by Port Tressler before I head on out, refuel, all that good stuff. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and fly up here, out of the way, and I need to go ahead and open up Mercenary, go to Call to Arms, make sure that's active.
Thank you.
That's if you do get the game, Rain. Definitely, you're gonna want, anytime you do any kind of missions that involves killing NPCs, you're definitely gonna want to go to the Mercenary tab under the General tab, and under the Mercenary tab, there's a little mission called Call to Arms, and basically you just get a little bit of extra money each time you kill an enemy AI. So and it's based off of their crime stat rating. So if they have a crime stat of 1 or 2 or 3, you get 500 AUEC. 4, you get 700, and then crime stat of 5, you get 1,000. So it's every little bit helps for sure. So definitely keep that in mind if you do get Star Citizen. So anyways, I could go ahead and probably do this Journeyman Tracker, because then that's going to allow me to do more bounty mission type stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and actually do that, and then I'm going to track it, and I'll accept another one here in a little bit. But for now, I'll go ahead and attempt to attack this guy. Oh, I didn't realize it was going to be Okay, I'm gonna wait on that one actually. I didn't realize it was one that was in the Crusader area. I should have paid closer attention to that. My mistake. I'll leave it active for now, but because I'm gonna go back to Crusader anyways later on, so I should be able to actually do that whenever I head back that way. As long as the mission stays active. Let's see. This one is in Microtech area. Make sure it's not a cave mission too. I don't really want to do any of the cave missions right now. The cave missions are just way too time consuming right now. Alright, this is probably a good one right here. It's 7,500. I should be able to get a good amount. But I'll try to do this other one whenever I head back to Crusader, if it's still active. Alright, so looks like they're probably near Shubin Mining Facility, SMO 18, so I guess we'll head that way. Right, that's my issue with a lot of these live service space MMOs. I just feel left behind, and the level grind is crazy if you don't pay for it. Yeah, absolutely, man. Alright, so definitely going to try to take out this target real quick, and then I'll do one more bounty mission in this Microtech area, and then I'll return back to Crusader area and Grimhex and load up some more gear and head on over to ArcCorp and kind of just rinse and repeat. Do a couple bounties and do that sort of thing. So I definitely look forward to doing that. What do you guys think of the little ambient noises that I've got going on in the background? I'm using kind of a generic, like Star Citizen, like ambient noises video or whatever, to kind of fill in a little bit of the audio. It may be hard to hear too. I don't know, because I do have it kind of quiet, but I did try out in a couple of my streams, like actual uncopyrighted music, or at least I thought it was uncopyrighted music, but it started causing a lot of problems where I was getting copyright claims on my videos. So I'm trying to be a little bit more careful about that right now, because like I have to then go back and fix that. I have to then go back and fix that in the video and like edit out all that stuff. To remove the copyright claim from the video. I don't know who to shoot at. Oh, here we go. This person's close by. This is another Cutlass Black. Trying to be a little conservative with my ballistic ammo. I'm trying to only use it when I know I'm gonna hit the target. Oop, that was not a good use of it. Hey, there we go. That was not a bad Not a bad little attack there. I'm not the greatest at combat, or you know, space combat, or dog fighting, whatever you want to call it. Watch your language. Did I get a direct hit or did I miss? I guess I missed. Oh, who hit me? Oh, is it because I launched my... May have been because I launched my missile. I like how this guy is like flying away from me. It's almost like he's scared. I got a clear shot at him. I'm just gonna unload on him. Woo. See what I mean though in terms of the ballistics? Like the ballistic ammo, I really need to upgrade my Cutlass Black and get rid of the ballistics because I'm not a big fan of the ballistics, honestly. It runs out of ammo way too fast. Oh, goodness. I can't tell which way is up right now. I think I'm looking down right now. Be nice if it was dark or on the light side of the planet. Ooh, my aim. Get better. There we go. Oh, almost got him. Oof. I need to get on the belly of him. Oh, what in the world? Where'd he go? Did he die? Or did his engine get blown up? Or no, my engine blew up. Oh. Or not my engine, but my... Uh-oh. I think I just hit the ground there. It's so hard to tell. Especially with it snowing like that. Oh, I can't even see what's going on. What is going on here? Oh, I'm stuck in a tree. Goodness. I'm alive. Barely. Yeah, I'm in very rough shape right now. I got one engine active right now and one gun. Man, my aim is... maybe it's because my sensitivity. Let me turn down my sensitivity a little bit. My aim was like all over the place. I probably should prioritize my shields a bit. My goodness, this guy is taking a beating. I mean, it doesn't help that I am only shooting one gun at this guy. There we go. Man, that was pretty brutal. It didn't help that I ran into the ground there and damaged my ship really badly. Like, look at that. It's definitely seen better days. I've also noticed that one of my turrets is like gone. So I may need to look into why that is, why one of my turrets is missing. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and head on over to Everest, or not Everest, Port Tressler, and I'm gonna go ahead and repair the ship, because if I engage in any more combat, I am going to be a dead man if I don't do that. Yeah, that was a pretty pathetic performance there in terms of my dogfighting skills. I definitely have a better ship that is more geared towards dogfighting. But it's definitely good to practice though with a ship like the Cutlass Black. It's not really meant for dogfighting. I mean, it can dogfight pretty well. It's got pretty good weapons and stuff equipped on it. But its maneuverability is its weakest link. So it's not really meant, in my opinion, it's not really meant for combat. Especially in atmosphere. Oh goodness. Definitely have seen better days. That's a cool shot though. Seeing the nice, beautiful planet with the ship in the foreground and I like that. Space station off to the side and planet off. Man, that's beautiful. I love it. Excuse me. Alright, yeah, we're going to go ahead and land here at Tressler real quick. I might do one more bounty mission before I head out, and then
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Then I'll head on back over to Crusader. I'll try to do the little mission there at Crusader area while I'm there, if it's still available, of course. And then from there, I should be good to go. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and land the ship. And contract manager, oh, not contract manager. Vehicle maintenance is what I wanted.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
Wow. So I made 8,500 off of that bounty mission, excluding the other ship that I destroyed. That I think was like 500. So on that whole mission, I made about 9,000. However, in the amount of fuel and repairs that I've got to do, I'm only going to get like half of that. And did I say 900? I meant 9,000. If I said 100. So I'm only going to get like roughly half of that. Oh, goodness. I'm definitely glad, though, that I've got quite a bit of gear here. I guess I need to start thinking about what item I want. I need to start thinking about what item I want my. Hey, it's all fixed up now. I need to start figuring out what item I want to have be the thing that I plant on the Cutlass Black for the event. That's something that would be good. I am thinking about doing the picos because I know the picos are pretty persistent for the most part. Bell peppers and beef. Nice. I don't know what that's in reference to. Hey, I got another subscriber. Was that you, Rain? If so, thank you so much, man. Let's see here. So I should be all repaired and refueled, so now I can go ahead and accept another bounty mission. Let's do... That one's 5,000. Yeah, we'll do that one. Sure. Hey, it said something about a wreck site with several. Did I read that right? I thought I saw something that said wreck site, but I guess I was wrong. Huh. Alright, so now I can go ahead and head that way. Cowboy Bebop. What? What? Alright. Let's rotate our engines and have a fun vertical takeoff. I guess I should make sure that there's nothing that I want to hit. Alright, I think we're good. I should make it. Rotate the engines and fly away. I love it. It's such a cool ship. Such a cool scenery too there, with the space station and the planet off in the background. Beautiful. I love it. Very cinematic. All right, here we go. Let's get serious now. Oh, I think I tracked the wrong mission. I thought I tracked that one, but I guess I didn't. Oh, I didn't even accept it for some reason. That was bizarre. Yeah, I thought I accepted it, but I guess I didn't. Several unknown allies and should be straightforward to apprehend. Yeah, we'll do that one. And track. Cool. So we're going to Calliope. Calliope. Calliope? I have no idea how that's pronounced. So is Rain Clinton your real name there? Because that's pretty cool name there you got there. Rain. Whoop, overcorrected. Oh, my engine is looking not too good. I've had this glitch happen before where the engine, whenever I had an engine go out on me, when I repaired it, the engine effects didn't show up accurately. So it'll probably be that way until a character reset happens, which is kind of unfortunate, but oh well. Like, I like the way it looks whenever both engines are firing, or visually firing. It looks cool, especially when you engage in whenever you do your boost or thrusters or whatever. So far, the stream has actually been pretty smooth with this software. The last time I used it, this software, the frame rates on the game was just bad, and it was affecting my actual frame rates. It wasn't like just an issue where the frame rates were. My goodness, why are there 4 missiles? Oh, now you launched the decoys? I kept pressing the decoy button.
Heads up.
Oof. Yikes. That's an interesting color of paint. Holy cow, these guys are... My ship is not, I think, equipped for this. Oh my goodness. What is going on here? They are blowing me up to smithereens. Holy cow. I need to probably bail. This is embarrassing. Get away. Holy cow, man. They are... What is happening? What is going on here? Holy cow. That was a lot harder than usual. They really did a number on me. I don't know how I feel about that. That was pretty bad. My goodness. They're not normally that aggressive. But, I mean, I keep saying that, so I guess maybe they are normally aggressive. Well, let's put it this way. When the AI is actually working, they do tend to be pretty aggressive. But it's kind of a hit or miss whether or not they're actually working or not. But my goodness. They really did a number on me. I think with that, I think I should probably just go ahead and go abandon that and just go about my married way, and because golly, that could have been bad. I'll have to do that whenever I actually have have my actual combat ship. So in that case, I think I'm going to go ahead and head on over to Grimhex. Uh-oh. Did they follow me? I should be able to make it to Grimhex. Wow. That was insane. They were pretty aggressive there. It's almost like those were real players, almost. That's kind of what it felt like, honestly. But I know it was NPCs. You can't win them all, right? I mean, you kind of have to pick your battles, I suppose. This ship, I mean, I have basically stock stuff, so it definitely isn't fully equipped for combat, like it totally could. So that's gonna be my excuse for now. Until I actually do equip it and still suck, then I can't use that excuse anymore. But I do have a ship that's more designed for combat that I am more confident in using than this ship. So, yeah. I do like that you can actually like see like a little bit of the physical damage of the ship. I think that's pretty cool. It's supposedly supposed to get a lot more in depth than just like the wings and stuff getting shot off. Eventually, the idea is ships can actually like shoot holes into your ship, which will be really cool. I cannot wait for like physicalized damage when that comes online, because then the whole idea of being able to breach a ship will be more possible, where you can blow a hole in it and then actually board the ship. It'll definitely make things like bounty hunting a more viable option for in terms of occupation, because you can actually bust a hole into the ship and board the bounty's ship and capture them. Of course, after you incapacitate their ship, which whenever physicalized damage comes online, the whole idea with that is they want it to be to where the ship it's more rare for it to just blow up. Obviously, if you hit specific points on the ship, like the engines and stuff like that, or not the engines, but like the main life support of the ship or whatever, if that gets destroyed, I think that's when it goes critical or something like that. I can't remember exactly which component. It may be the actual engine itself, but there's a certain component on the ship that if it gets hit, then the ship will explode. But in the future, or that's kind of in the future. For now, if you just receive enough damage, you explode right now. But what they're wanting to do is make it to where your ship is more likely to be disabled more so than blown up. That way, people like pirates will actually be able to take advantage of the situation where they can incapacitate you and board your ship and steal your cargo and that sort of thing. I think that would be really cool, especially like on bigger ships, when that sort of situation occurs, because then let's say they disable, maybe let's say you have an 890 jump, for example, which is the biggest ship in the game at the current state of the game right now. Let's say the pirates disable your ship and they board your ship. Now you have the potential of a FPS combat situation where you now have to arm yourself and get prepared for them to attack you. And so I definitely think that would be some fun gameplay where the combat starts off with a dogfight type situation, and then they're able to incapacitate your ship. Obviously, because the 890 is not really designed for combat, Now you may have a combat fighter, like a little snub fighter, on that ship to kind of help defend it, or if you have hired security patrolling it, that's also an option as well. But in terms of that ship, that ship is really likely to get disabled, and then because it doesn't really have very many defenses. I think there's like one turret on it, or if I remember right, maybe two turrets at the most. It's not really a combat oriented ship, is basically. So the chances of that particular ship getting disabled and stuff like that, and then of course looted and all that from pirates, is definitely likely, I think. But that ship specifically would be a good ship to pirate, and I kind of hope that if I ever do have that ship, that pirates do come, because that would be fun gameplay for myself. I don't plan on ever being a pirate, but I do know that there will be pirates out there, and I look forward to the possibility of them boarding my ship, and then we engage in first-person combat. I think that would be pretty cool. Pretty exciting type gameplay there, and very emergent gameplay too. So that's kind of one of the things that I'm excited about in the future. Hopefully everything like that comes online. I guess that's at least the plan. So we'll see if that's the case, of course. I know it's very ambitious. This whole project is an ambitious project. So I know there's a lot of things that may get scratched if it's just not viable enough to do. I know that's definitely a possibility, but at least what they're saying is it will be possible to do all these sort of things in the future, and I think it's going to be fantastic. I think it's going to be a great way to play the game. Absolutely. I'm all for emergent gameplay. I love the unscripted, the unplanned type gameplay. So any kind of gameplay that has that kind of functionality, and even in the current build of Star Citizen, there is plenty of times where emergent gameplay does arise, and it's a little rare right now, but when it does happen, it's a great experience. It really is. And so that's something that I really enjoy about it, when it does happen. So we've made it to Crusader. I'm going to land, I think, at Grimhex, repair the ship, and then I will try... Or, no. I was thinking about going and attempting the target first. However, my ship is in really bad condition, so I probably shouldn't. But the good thing is it's actually near where I'm going, so I can actually go there and then quickly repair and then head on out and go after that target. That'd be good. Woo! I definitely look forward to like on foot bounty missions more. I know that's kind of where the cave missions come in handy, but I look forward to like being able to actually go to a city and being able to like kind of hunt them down. Actually, maybe there's certain clues that you can follow. That'd be something that would be exciting to do. I don't know. That's again one of those things that they promised will happen one of these days. But we'll just have to wait and see if they are able to deliver that, of course. I think it's possible one of these days. If not this decade, maybe the next one. It almost sounds like I'm about to be attacked. Okay. I think that was the UE Navy, actually. Which doesn't make sense because they don't normally hang out around. It almost... I could have sworn I saw the word Navy. But that doesn't make sense that would be a navy, since we're at Grimhex. I think that's just another player. I could totally scan them to make sure, but I'm not really too worried about it. Hey, how's it going, Alex? Do more caves. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do like the caves. I think it's cool to explore, but it's just super time consuming. Like, for one, you don't even get a marker to quantum travel to it. And so just getting there takes a long time, and then it's easy to get lost in. So I'm trying to do things that don't take up too much time. Now, whenever like I am able to go back to a normal schedule and I have more Saturdays available, I definitely plan on doing a lot more like cave type stuff, and do more exploration type stuff that I can sink long hours into doing and that sort of thing, and not have to worry about time crunches. But right now with my schedule, it's like when I hop into Star Citizen, I want to either be making money or showing off different features of things that you can do within the game. And so I've already shown off cave stuff, so that's kind of why I've kind of avoided those cave missions. But I will definitely do those again one of these days. I really want to do that whenever I actually have more time to do things and not have to worry about, of course, like, do I have enough time to do it and all that sort of thing. But that's just kind of my main thing though about it. Alright, let's go ahead and land, repair, all that good stuff. Boom, 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 boom. Did I see that right? Am I injured? Oh no, it looks like I'm good. I could have sworn this was like an orange color whenever I looked at it just now. You can't wait for the 100 sub event? You and me both, man. I think it's going to be super fun. I definitely look forward to meeting some of you guys. I think most of you I've actually been in like voice chat with you, but there might be a couple of people that I haven't been able to actually talk to. So I definitely look forward to doing that aspect of the 100 sub event. And then also I look forward to the PvP event that we've got going on for it as well. It's going to be fun, I think. I hope it's fun. And, you know, as we grow and as we do more of these sort of events and stuff, we'll learn what works and what doesn't work, and we can always fine-tune things and change things. This is all like that aspect of the PvP like kind of game mode that we're gonna do on Saturday is kind of a test. I've already done this test before with an actual org, and it failed miserably. But it's trial and error, right? So, and that's kind of why I came up with the whole idea of actually being able to, basically, the thing that's different about this one compared to the other one is, for one, this one is free for all, so everybody will be attacking everybody, kind of thing. And another thing too is the specific item that is tied to each player that they have to go plant on another ship before they can have permission to detonate the 890. Because whenever I did that test a while ago, that test event where it was the same sort of thing with blow up the 890, it ended really fast because one of the teams was able to quickly kill everyone, and by the time we were able to get back to the fight, It was already too late. And so I think having, for one, it being free-for-all makes it a lot harder for any one person to get to the cockpit. But also, I think that making it to where you have another objective that you have to fulfill before you can detonate it will make it also last a little longer. That's kind of the objective, at least. That's what I'm hopeful for. So we'll see if that actually is the case, and then once we kind of finish that, and we kind of look at it, we can maybe reevaluate it and see, all right, did it work? Was it a good game mode? Do we need to just scratch it all together? Do we need to tweak anything to make it a little bit more exciting, or that sort of thing? Which, if you haven't already, and you do have Star Citizen, and you are interested in this event that we've got going on, it'll be this Saturday at 5:30 U.S. Central Time, 5:30 p.m. I should say, not in the morning. At least not my morning. It may be morning for some people. It'll be 5:30, and we will first do a little meet and greet session where we just kind of chill out in the 890 jump inside of that ship, and then we will go and do the PvP event, and then and then either before the PvP event or after the PvP event. I don't know. I haven't decided fully on when I want to do it. But one of those times, or sometime throughout the entire event, I want to actually launch the organization that I've created. So I do have an organization created. I'm still working out kind of some of the quote-unquote role-play fiction of the org. It's not necessarily mandatory to really know, but just kind of something that's fun to kind of, I guess, read. I hope. I hope it's fun to read. And it kind of helps me stretch my imagination a little bit. I've always had kind of a strong imagination, so I definitely like to kind of create little stories in my head, and so it'd be kind of cool to write something out kind of interesting. I'm still debating if I want to like actually read it out to you guys, or just be like, hey, it's on the org page, go check that out on the RSI website, and all that stuff. I may do that. I don't know. We'll see how all that works. But yeah, I think it'll be good though. All in all, I'm still obstructed. I need to probably get out of this little asteroid belt. But yeah, it'd be fun. It'll be kind of like a role play light is a good way of putting it. I don't expect people to like role play or anything like that, but maybe role play in the sense that you adopt some of the principles of the values of the org, and that sort of thing. If you want to create like a little backstory for your character within the org, that's totally cool, based off of the org information. I definitely encourage that if you want to, absolutely. But you don't think that it's mandatory. It's just something that's I think would be kind of cool and kind of fun to do. But yeah, I will say this: the org is based off of the Mandalorian in terms of like, it's almost kind of like a brotherhood or clan, or I mean, it's not really a religion within the org, but it is like kind of like this, like it's a group of people basically. It's not necessarily an organization, but it's more of like a group of people, a specific kind of people, I guess you could say. And so I will say that, so that there's a little sneak peek of the kind of lore, and I have actually gone through and kind of picked out on the RSI website. They have a little star map on there, and it's similar to the star map we have in game. However, it has every star system that they plan on either adding or just having within the fiction of the game. And there is a star system that I've actually found that has a planet that kind of meets the description of where I want my home planet to be within the game. And so I kind of picked that one as the location for the lore of the org. So I definitely I'm excited to go over that. And I mean, I went in, I did a lot of research on it within the lore that CIG has given us, actually. And there's not much information actually about it. However, I had to find out, okay, about what was the time frame was this particular location founded. So I had to kind of go throughout the different lore pieces of information to figure out kind of when a good estimate of when this planet and star system would have been discovered, and then kind of base it off of that, and then kind of figure out, okay, when was it founded, when was this group of people founded. And so it's kind of like a tribe almost, if you want to call it that, of people. But I think there's some pretty interesting stuff. There's like a very generic amount of information though about this particular planet. And so I've kind of used what little bit that they share about it to kind of utilize that for the lore that we have for it. But like I said, it's very generic and very like there's not a whole lot about it yet. So obviously I may like write this all out and stuff, and then CIG may change the lore of that specific place, or add stuff that maybe contradicts what I write. And if that's the case, then of course we'll revisit it and maybe have to retcon our own bit of lore to kind of accommodate for that, because I don't want to contradict anything that CIG does. My decoys aren't really working very good. Friendly fire? Alright, let's get serious here. Boom! There we go. That's how you take out a target. Alright, now I got a couple other guys here. Kind of where I need to be, sort of. I like to try to stay behind the enemy if I can. Boom. Not too bad, actually. Well, I got my Journeyman Tracker license, so that's good. Now I need to finish off this last guy real quick. If I can actually look at him. See, this is what I kind of mean by it's not the greatest combat ship, because a ship that has a lot more maneuverability than than me already has a pretty good advantage, because yeah, I may be able to take more damage than them, but if I can't hit them, then there's no point. So definitely, I know one of the good maneuver to do is kind of try to do your best about getting a bit of distance in between you and your target when it comes to the Cutlass Black. I guess kind of like that, actually. So that's probably a good countermeasure for if you do go up against ships. But even that's a little bit hard, especially if they're super aggressive. But hey, we finally did that, so we're good now. I guess now I can head back to Grimhex real quick. But yeah, I definitely, with the org, I've taken quite a bit of inspiration from Mandalorian in terms of like being a kind of a group of people and having a set of core values and that sort of thing. That I hope people who join follow pretty decently. Because I do want to establish a really solid, good reputation within the verse. You know, if we ever become like this kind of major force that, you know, an org that is well known, I'm hoping it's that we're well known for good reasons. So I may be a little picky when it comes to what the core values are in terms of what I would kind of expect for somebody to kind of adopt those values for themselves, of course. But yeah, and with that, I kind of took a little bit of inspiration from like the Army values. So there's a couple, I think, of the Army values actually within it, but I think I kind of have a couple of my own as well. Let's see. Zigzag will be able to attend. Really? You got Star Citizen on another PC. Oh, nice. That's awesome, man. That'd be great. The more the merrier, right? I'll also watch the previous stream so I know the rules and other stuff. Yeah, that'd be great, man. Yeah, I definitely recommend it. It's got some decent information, I think. I covered a little bit of that information actually in this one too. I think even while you were on. But yeah, I think I do go into a lot more detail about that event. So I definitely recommend the previous stream and going back and watching it, because it does have some pretty good information, I think. About the event and what all to expect, how to prepare for it, all that good stuff. You know, that's one crazy thing about this game that's kind of awesome, is I do know there are quite a few players out there that do shoot you on sight, but I've actually been very fortunate. I don't know if it's just pure fortune that haven't really had to deal with it, but I've surprisingly not had to deal with a whole lot of players that shoot on sight. That's kind of a cool little camera angle. I don't know how I or when I got it to that angle, but that's kind of cool. Very cinematic angle there. Alright, now that we're here, I'm going to go ahead and hop on out of the cockpit here. It looks like I'm like getting injured or something. Or about to blow up. Okay. Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna open up this. Let's see. Do I even have enough armor to take with me? I guess I could take 3 armor pieces of each kind. Or at least in terms of helmets. Looks like I'm running low on arms, actually. Arms and legs. So I might actually need to take a quick stop within the facility. But before I do that, might as well unequip my outfit that I'm not going to be using and equip the outfit that I normally would use. That way, if I meet new players, I have my style. This is my style, by the way. Like, this is what I try to look like 90% of the time. However, it doesn't always go as planned, unfortunately. So, but this is definitely what I try to look like if I can. I'll go ahead and equip a pistol. I need to... What happened to the Uberevs? Oh, I think yeah, I forgot. In terms of the magazines, I had them equipped on my person, and then I stored the gear that I had on me at Port Tressler. That's right. So I don't have any of those items. So I have a pistol with no ammo. Well, it may have some ammo, but it doesn't have reserve ammo, which I suppose is okay. I can at least look tough. Alright, I think we're ready to go and buy some more gear. Yeah, my ship is in a little bit bad shape. Maybe whenever it stores it will... Oh, we got fire. It's a good thing fire spread's not in the game yet. Otherwise I'd have to try to put that out. You'll be back soon. Oh, nice. And there'll be probably more rules that I go over later on. A lot closer to the event. More specific rules, like obviously like no harassing and all that stuff like that. Not necessarily anything that will make the game super tedious, but you know, just kind of the generic rules that, hey, please be respectful and all that stuff. You know, all the stuff that you kind of have to say sometimes, just to ensure everybody abides by, you know, codes of conduct and all that good stuff. It's better to, even amongst the nicest people, it's good to have a set of rules established, so that way people know what boundaries there are. And so they know not to cross those boundaries. So, alright. Yeah, I'll go ahead and buy a couple more pieces of armor. Let's do... First, I guess I'll do the arms. So I need olive Inquisitor arms. I'll just kind of purchase... I'll purchase 10 for now. That should be good. And then...
Just go.
I really do not like this store owner here, or the store manager here at this facility. He's always rude. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Somebody's gotta share him some love. Give him some love in life.
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Yeah, I'll just do 10 of each one. I guess I could get a backpack too. Nah. I'll wait on the backpacks for now. I do need to... I hope I didn't buy Inquisitor chest piece. I don't think I did, actually. I think we're good. What I actually want is the Lynx Core Olive. So that's like the only piece that is kind of different from the actual set, because the Morning Star and the Morning Star helmet with the Inquisitor chest piece is actually Inquisitor outfit rather, like the chest, the arms, and the legs actually kind of go together as a set. But the only thing that I change is the chest piece, because I really like this like little cape thing. It'd be cool if you could change the color of the cape, because I think every one of these, the cape is the same color. But that's okay. I don't mind the tannish color, and it looks really good with my character anyways. So definitely do not mind the tan color scheme there. Alright, let's go ahead and buy a bunch more of these. That should be good, I think. Most of the other items that I can get, like armor or like weapons and stuff, and even undersuits, I can normally get at other locations, so I'm not really too worried about that. Let's see, what was the sniper rifle that I really liked using? There was a specific one. Was it the P6? No, I don't think it was the P6, but I might would give it a go. I would like it.
I'm not even supposed to be here.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and purchase a couple of them for now, just to have that. It may be actually be the P6 LR. I like the Bearing series. The Bearing makes really good guns, so I definitely am going to take advantage of that. I'm also doing this to kind of prepare for the event a little bit. So I will probably take these any weapon that I purchase today will probably go towards Microtech. I don't think I'll take any weapons to any other locations. Oh, here's the railgun that's prohibited from the event. I've actually not seen the railgun in game, so that's good to know. Yeah, the railguns are prohibited because apparently they can actually blow up ships and stuff. So we won't be using those, or any kind of like rocket launcher or grenade launcher or anything like that. Which I just now remembered one thing that I was wanting to cover earlier that I totally forgot about. And that is, I'm hoping my armor isn't one of the quote-unquote rare armor pieces that are going to be removed from the shop. Because that would kind of stink if, in order to be able to look like my character, I would have to get lucky and find my specific armor set. That's one thing that kind of concerns me about the new looting update, is not being able to have my actual set available. But yeah, this is what I was talking about in terms of the Inquisitor outfit. The Morning Star helmet with the Inquisitor arms and legs is kind of considered a set, which is kind of weird because like almost every other armor piece, oh, well, I guess with the exception of the dust up and what is it, the stone skin armor. I do know there's like quite a few armor. Defiance, yeah, Defiance helmet, Defiance armor, and chest piece. Is that what I did? I did the stone. Oh yeah, I did the stone skin undersuit. Dust Up does have an actual chest piece. Okay, it was just kind of being weird. Yeah, so like it's weird because the Inquisitor, there's like no Inquisitor helmet, but there's a Morning Star helmet, and that's what goes with it. But like other armor pieces, like this Fortifier one, okay, the Fortifier, I guess, is different to the Citadel armor. So it's kind of interesting how that works. I don't quite understand that myself. I guess Oracle helmet has a different name than its counterparts. I don't know. It's interesting, that's for sure. I might need to go ahead and buy me a couple of backpacks now that I think about it. Because I'm definitely going to want to be fairly geared up for the event. I kind of like this style, and it. Oh wait, but it's a heavy. I can't use it. Never mind. I like this one though. This is a decent one, and I can use it with any chest piece. So I'll buy a few of them actually. I think.
Why can't anyone put things back where
That set is at numerous shops. The Morning Star? This set right here? Because I've only been able to find it here at Grimhex. Which other shops is it available at? Cause that's actually news to me. And if it's at like a shop that's closer to Microtech, I really would like to know that actually, because I would really like to get that at a shop near or on Microtech. That way I don't have to come clear across the galaxy just to get to it. Would definitely be helpful. So it looks like I only have time to deliver my armor to ArcCorp real quick. So I'll do that real quick, and then the stream will end. I was kind of hoping to get to more combat type stuff, but I unfortunately don't have the time to do any more combat. But I will definitely stay on long enough to get to ArcCorp. Oh, whoops, I need to go to the lobby. Wait. Am I there? Nope. Barely made it. Others, GH offers the most colors. That's set at numerous shops. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Because, yeah, I have seen that set at, I think Everest Harbor has the, what is it? The, it's like the whitish set that I have. Yeah, the black steel one. That one is pretty cool. I definitely like that armor piece. But I think that one's at Everest Harbor. But and it has the Morning Star helmet in that color scheme as well. So you're right. I did forget about the other color variants, but I like this color variant of it, and I think this is the only location that you can get this variant of it. Unfortunately. But yeah, if it is if anybody knows of this particular armor set at any location, color scheme and all, please let me know, because I would, especially if it's like over in Microtech area, since that's going to be where I'm going to be kind of setting up my home base in the next character reset that I get. I definitely would. It'd be cool to know if there's a shop, like on a random space station even, that may sell that particular color scheme of this particular armor set. Because it's my favorite. It's by far my absolute favorite in the game. And so this is what I like to look like as often as I possibly can. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're ready to go ahead and retrieve the ship. And I'm gonna check MIC L1. I know it's not there, unfortunately, or like, you know, the Frontier Station or whatever it's called, because I've actually checked there. One of the variants of the colors might be there, but I know that the olive color scheme is not at MIC. But there might be another. No. The closest, I guess, station to Microtech, other than of course Port Tressler and MIC, looks like is Hurston L4, which I never go there, so I could totally try that one out and see if there is one there. That'd be a cool place to check, because then that's, I mean, it's in the same, I guess, quadrant of Microtech. So if we broke it up into quadrants, it would fit within that same area, which is a lot closer than, it's like almost half the distance away. So yeah, if I might check that out sometime soon and see if Hurston L4 has that armor set, or even crew, or you know, CRU L5 might have a vendor there that sells that armor. So I'll try those two locations, because these Hurston L4 would be actually the prime location. That would be the prime location for that armor set, actually, because then from there I wouldn't have to go far to any place, really. I would be really close to Hurston. I'd be pretty decently close to Microtech and Crusader, and honestly, the furthest location would be ArcCorp. So if Hurston L4 has it, that would be like the prime location for that particular armor set. But the system isn't broken, quads. What? I don't know what that means. Alright. So now we're here at the Cutlass Black. I'm about to load her up. I gotta be quick though, because I don't want it to despawn. Alright, vehicles. I'm gonna do this and see if that prevents. So I know I can take 5. So we'll go ahead and do that. Just 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. Oh wait, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, that should be good there in terms of those. I'm not gonna take any backpacks with me on this trip, because I'm gonna take all my backpacks with me to Port Tressler. That might be it in terms of those. Let's see, any weapons that I want to take with me. No, I don't really want to take any weapons with me either, because I can buy a lot of these weapons at Area 18, because it's got a pretty good gun store there at Area 18. So I shouldn't need any weapons there, actually, or I shouldn't have to transport any, rather. So really the main thing is just transporting armor, which I guess I could probably take more armor pieces then, while I have the space. So I might take an extra helmet, an extra arm, and probably an extra chest piece. Maybe even 2 chest pieces, because I can do the 890 jump mission over there in ArcCorp, and I can get the arms and legs there on the 890 jump mission, so I don't necessarily have to buy them, because I know the arms and legs spawn in on the enemies. Oh, you're saying the system isn't broken up into quads. Yeah, if you imaginarily break it up into quadrants, it just now clicked of what you were saying. Sorry. I'll take a couple extra helmets. That's another thing that I don't think I'll be able to get there in ArcCorp. So yeah, I think we're ready to go. Alright, so we are loaded up. So this will be good, because now if I successfully make it there to ArcCorp, I will have some gear in Microtech, and I will have some gear in ArcCorp. Now once I have the Hercules Starlifter, I should be able to transport even more armor pieces at one time, which will be very helpful. I think I've heard maybe even up to like 15 armor sets, maybe. So that'll make transporting armor and stuff so much easier. So I definitely look forward to getting that ship soon. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and do this so that way my ship doesn't get stored. But the system isn't. Oh, orbits, my guy. Yeah, I was meaning like in terms of quadrants, like if you broke it up in terms of distance, like quadrant, like in math, for example, the upper right hand corner of like a graph is a quadrant, of course. And so when you first boot up the star system, or on the map, oh, and I just hit a stupid asteroid and almost blew up there, then you kind of get an idea of which area you're closest to, and so that's kind of why I personally broke it up into quadrant. So like this quadrant right here is closest to Microtech and Hurston, of course. This quadrant is kind of more ArcCorp related. And then this quadrant is, of course, Crusader. And this quadrant is just kind of meh. I mean, you could kind of fit Crusader within this quadrant as well, but it's mainly just because of distance. Because being in the orbitals, or whatever you call it, or orbits or whatever, you're not necessarily close to the orbits that are within that particular, I guess, tier of orbit. Because like you have one that's like Crusader orbit, and if you look like all the way over here, Crusader L3 is way over here on the opposite side of the star system, basically. So that's kind of why I was like, well, if you break it up into quadrants, from when you first boot up the star map, you can kind of see what you're a little bit closer to. All the loot from last night fit in the Connie. Nice. I get the quads, but I don't think the stations within quads relate to each other. True. That I didn't necessarily mean it to like relate to those, but more so distance-wise. Like for example, Hurston L4. If that has the armor pieces that I want, that's actually a pretty good location for the armor pieces, especially if my home base is going to be in Microtech, because it's in that Microtech quadrant if we imaginarily broke it up into quadrants, of course. Technically, that's like pretty dang close to Microtech, and so and honestly, it's a good location because it's pretty close to other locations as well. So I might put secondary gear here. That would be a good like halfway point for a lot of different places to put gear here. I might actually have to look at that more. Even if it doesn't sell it, that would be a good location to store decent amounts of gear. I might have to look into that more. Oh, goodness. I'm starting to get a little sleepy. I'm definitely not as tired as I was last week. It's looking like we're going to be working 10-hour days this week, or at least Monday through Wednesday. After that, I might be going back to a normal schedule. I don't know actually just yet, but it's looking pretty promising. I know I keep saying that from stream to stream, but I do know that we are actually getting really close to finishing the job to the point where we're actually like, I think they're gonna try to call final inspection tomorrow. And so we are, I mean, we have like a few things that I know of that we've got to do. And once those few things are satisfied, I think we'll be done, which is going to be great because once we change job sites, the chances of me going back to an 8-hour schedule are heightened by a lot, and I definitely long for that. I'm tired of these 10-hour work days, and I want to go back to a normal 40-hour week. Don't get me wrong, the overtime pay is nice, but it definitely gets old really fast. 0 of your desired armor sets are at my MIC, like you said. Yeah, I didn't think so. It's kind of cool on one hand, in terms of the realism of like, hey, you actually kind of need to plan out your gear, actually take gear from point A to point B, and kind of set it up to where it's ready for your adventures. But sometimes it's like, it's kind of nice to have those the gear set close to wherever it is that you kind of call home, so you have easy access to that. And I know I could probably set my home base to Orison, but I'm honestly not a big fan of Orison. I'm not a big fan of the concept of a city floating above clouds kind of thing, a cloud city, or floating platforms and that sort of thing. I'm just not. That's just not my kind of thing. I like solid ground. I like to be able to roam around and maybe do like some hiking or something, on what I would call my home planet kind of thing. So, excuse me. So that's kind of why I don't really care much for the Crusader area, as much as other places like Microtech and Hurston. Even Arc Corps kind of falls within that category of Crusader, in that it's like this giant metropolis, basically. And so the exploration of Arc Corp is kind of limited right now, I think. I mean, I've never tried to land anywhere else other than Area 18, so I've never had a reason to. I would like to explore Arc Corp a little bit more, because I think there is probably more to it than just landing at Area 18, or at least I hope there is. But I've never had a reason to explore Arc Corp. So I don't know. We might could do that on a random video where I just decide to explore different planets and different landing areas, and just kind of see where it takes us and see what kind of random sites we see. But I've never really had a reason to be on ArcCorp really, and so I kind of avoid this area. Just like I avoid Crusader as much as I can. Like Microtech and Hurston are my like 2 favorite planets right now in the game. I'm sure that'll probably change with Pyro. I'm sure there'll probably be really cool planets to explore, especially with like some of the new planetary techs that come online during Pyro. I like how Bygenie Point is like this big ring that you can like fly through. It kind of looks like a jump point ring. You filled your MT inventory today after you transferred 1,000 FS9 drums. Holy cow. I'm sure that took a while to do. Maybe. But yeah, once I land here, I'll probably quantum travel to where I am floating out into space, or you know, just kind of sitting there in deep space, and then I'll log off in the bed and then call it a night. But I'll first get to the space station. And then do all of that and log out, and then once I log out, I'll end the stream. 1 stack. Oh, okay. But I know like the stack is kind of weighted though, so like how were you able to fit all of those into one ship? And if so, how much inventory did it fill up in your ship? I'm kind of curious about that actually. Oh, goodness. Bygenie. I'm probably botching that name. I've never heard anybody call it anything, so I have nothing to compare it to. In the Connie, did it fill it up? Did it fill the inventory up completely with the 1,000 drums? Or did you still have quite a bit of space left over? I don't really know a whole lot about the Connies to know like how much storage space they have. It took up about 12 to 15% of it. Oh wow, that's actually surprising. But yet it filled up your Microtech landing zone inventory? Or that was just like the top it off kind of thing? Is that kind of what you were doing? Just topping it off with that? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and refuel all that good stuff while I'm here, because when I hop on next time, the goal will be to head back to Crusader, get some more of the armor pieces, and then fly on over to Hurston and gear up Hurston a bit. But then I think after that, I'm gonna spend a lot of time putting a lot of resources into Microtech, because I need to build up my weaponry and my armor to get ready for the event. So that'll be good. Your inventory was at 95%. Oh, okay. And the ammo filled it up. This was after you doped all the gear off at MIC L1. Oh, nice. See, yeah, I like how close MIC L1 is to Microtech, because it kind of serves as a pretty decent secondary location to fill up your inventory with. So once like Port Tressler and Microtech are all filled up, then you have another location that you can fill up stuff. Oh, you as well, man. Thank you for stopping by once again. I definitely look forward to your prospector video. I definitely look forward to you explaining all of that. Cause I'm gonna definitely need to know kind of what to do there before I do any kind of prospector mining. Let's see here. All right, so now I should be able to just load up by Genie. Get it good and stocked. I definitely need to do the 890 mission in Area 18 area, because Area 18 area. That way I can get legs and arms for free. Don't have to sit there and buy them. But at least to get me started in this area, it's good to stock up on my armor pieces here. Because that's one good thing about a Microtech, is Microtech's another location that the 890 jump shows up. And so I could do that and stock up on a bunch of arms and legs, because this exact color of arms and legs is actually available within the 890 jump missions as potential loot to get from the NPCs. So I don't necessarily have to buy those and take them to Microtech. However, I don't really do the 890 jump mission enough to really have enough, or to be sustainable. So it's something that I would need to do more often, I guess, if I really wanted to do that. Sorry, dumped. You'll title it Shoot, Loot, Mine, Rinse, and Repeat. Oh, okay, cool. I'll definitely keep an eye out for that one, because that will definitely come in handy. Looks like there's an enemy player here, so I need to probably skedaddle quickly. So we're going to click on Crusader. Hopefully it worked just now. Doesn't look like it did. Oh, yeah, it did. And I need to get out of here. And goodbye. And I'm going to stop. Oof. Major lag spike. Where am I at? There we go. Let's try to get past arc L1. I'll try to get to like this little asteroid belt here. I'm almost there. I don't even know if it's an asteroid belt. I've never actually stopped here before. Alright, I think I'm there, but... Oh wait, I just pressed the... Oh no, I'm not gonna stop in it. Dang it. I meant to stop it. I pressed the wrong button. I'm gonna need to like create a shirt that says that I pressed the wrong button. Okay, it actually is a little asteroid field. That's cool. I thought it was, but I wasn't 100% certain. I'm just in the cold vastness of space. Alright, this is a good place to kind of end the video. So I'm going to go ahead and hop on out. But before I do so, let me get in position. Alright. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was another kind of one of those chill streams, so not a whole lot of action happened. I did cover a decent amount of just kind of random stuff, I think. So I hope a little bit of that was at least somewhat enjoyable. I hope I wasn't too boring. But a lot of today was mainly just getting things prepped and ready, so that way I had a steady supply of gear and supplies at different parts of the verse, so that way in the event that I do missions or whatever in those particular parts of Stanton, if I die, I have instant access to my gear that I usually use. That way I don't have to always go all the way back to Grimhex, get a bunch of, or get a new armor set and then go about my business. So this is kind of one of the first steps of doing that. I'll probably do another stream like this probably tomorrow if I play tomorrow, and then probably after that I think my focus will be mainly on stocking Microtech. I don't know if I'll stream that exactly, but I will definitely focus more my attention on stocking Microtech with a bunch of gear. That way I'm ready for the event on Saturday. And yeah, I think that would be a good plan for the week. If hopefully I'll be able to satisfy that plan. And I recommend anybody else who is going to be a part of that event to definitely do the same. That way all of your gear is ready at Port Tressler, and all you have to do is equip it real quick or have it already equipped. And that way, the sooner everybody is ready to go, the sooner we can start the event, and the more likely people will be able to stay and actually take part in the event, because that would be kind of unfortunate. If we're sitting there waiting on a bunch of people to hop in and get geared up, and by the time everybody's ready to roll out, some people have to leave. So that's kind of my goal, and I hope everybody who's able to attend will kind of do the same. Get properly prepared for it. That way, sooner we can get this thing going, the more likely everybody will be able to participate. So. That's kind of the plan. We'll see what happens. I know life happens, and sometimes it's hard to do such things like that. But yeah, I think that's a good little explanation there. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. You guys take care.